Happy Tuesday. Okay, y'all know what it is. It's your girl Tamika L. Sims.
How you doing? I'm Jamar Washington Senior, aka BKA J Haleem,
Yes.
aka House Washington, aka
Mm-hmm.
some other stuff.
AKA some
Young,
others.
young, I won't starve.
Young I Won't Starve. All right, Young I Won't Starve. Perfect. So guess what, y'all? How y'all doing, first of all, before I get into all that? How y'all doing? What's going on in your neck of the woods? See, we got some people logging on, checking in with us. So as you come on, y'all know what to do. Come on in, leave us a comment, let us know. First of all, say hello to us. I think people be forgetting to say hello. Like people be really lacking in the manner space. But anyway,
You feeling away, huh?
I'm a Southern girl. Y'all know how it is. But listen, so how are y'all doing? How are things going in your neck of the woods? Come on in and let us know. I put a post in the nation yesterday and I said, hey, we're, a couple of weeks into the second quarter. What goals are, well, second half of the year? What goals are you working on? What can we help you with? Where do you need additional accountability? Hey, Giovanni, my girl, money. I'm gonna do it every time in Cardi B voice. I'm gonna do it every time in Cardi B voice. But anyway, hi, how are you? Oh, money, when you get your book, make sure you take a picture with it and send it to me or tag me on it, please. I appreciate that. Thank you so much again for the support. But yeah, so let us know how y'all are doing, what's going on in your neck of the woods, how things are going for you. Let's get this chat going right here. Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we got a hot button topic for y'all on today.
Uh-oh.
Hot button. Y'all know that what is the Staples, the big red button?
Yeah.
Okay, so boom, we got that big red hot button topic for y'all today. So go ahead and grab your popcorn like that social media meme, Michael Jackson, where he eating the popcorn because this is about to be good. So I'm gonna need you to pull up a seat, grab your popcorn, and let's get into it. But I'm gonna pause for station identification because I always be taking over these things, and I don't be like giving Jay time to talk. So I'm like,
You good. They already know who you are. I know what you do. So what's going on, y'all?
Hey CL, how you doing? We got some people checking in.
Word, that's what's up. So yeah, tell them what the topic is about. Or tell them how you came up with this idea.
Okay, so boom. All right, so boom. So past couple of weeks, Jay's been doing discussions on relationships, right? So I'm like, you know what? You've been talking about that. Oh, we got Carlos checking in, Mr. Get Them Worms himself. What's up? Happy
Los,
Tuesday.
go mom.
So you've been doing, topics past couple of weeks been doing discussions on relationships. So I want to know how that experience has been for you in that space.
Now, hey, let me tell you something. That's been a dope situation. Shout out to my bonus mom, Angela Carr Patterson. She invited me to be a part of an amazing panel of brothers, successful brothers that from different ages, talking about relationships. She is called He Said, and she has an amazing platform. She created this scenario where the men get a chance to speak for a change. But this is the caveat. We get a chance to speak, and it's a bunch of women. It's getting to a point starting to grow. We did it 2 weeks in a row, and it's starting to grow. There's a bunch of women sitting there. Y'all can't say nothing. Y'all just got to listen to us. Now, she was able to, for people to ask questions, but she'll be the one, she's moderating that. But it's been a dope situation. Yeah, it's been amazing, actually.
That's awesome. All right, y'all ready for this? We talking about relationships today. Boom. We are talking about relationships today. So, ladies, I want to hear y'all, fellas. I need y'all to time in because we want a balanced, healthy conversation. But we're going to get into some stuff on today because y'all know what, ladies? I love y'all. I have a heart for women, but I'm kind of tired of some of the stuff that I'm seeing coming from my ladies, my sisters, my queens out here. This is not becoming of who we are as women. I know Jay got his own spin. He gonna hold the men down. And Jay, listen, we have talks like this all the time. Don't do
be
it
like
that.
because I'm with my sisters too.
I know you are.
I just want equality. That's what I want. I want equality. I don't want false narratives. I don't want people to be, getting rid of the truth. We live in a world right now when the truth is obsolete.
Yep.
I just want to get us back to some common sense, because common sense is not common, or as we say, common sense ain't common. And that's what we got to do. We got to talk about grown people stuff, grown people expectations, not men or women. A lot of that stuff be happening. So for me, that's just where I am with it. And I'll get a little bit more specific, but I just feel like we have some real double standards between that situation with men and women.
Yeah.
And we got to get back to just what's required of grown human beings, and then what it looks like to be dependent, independent, interdependent when you choose to be in relationships.
I love that because, I'm thinking about the interview that you recently did with Sabrina Ford, right, with Hidden Images. And one of the things that she talked about specifically was grown people. And I think you kind of chimed in on this comment with her as well. Like grown men and women, when we live our lives and when we make certain decisions, we have responsibilities that come along with that. And you see that especially when it comes to relationships. Like ladies, when I grew up, my mama brought me up a certain way, growing up in the deep South, as in how I interacted or engaged with men, how I chose a man, what I did in a relationship. But the one thing that she taught me, I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to get into it. The one thing that she taught me as a woman was this whole, you are a woman. Right. And because I was a woman, a young girl at the time, there was a certain thing that I should be looking for in a man to take care of me, right? To take on that sole responsibility for me, that I didn't have to do anything because I was a woman. That's incorrect. And I think that we're starting to see that narrative. I don't know if it's coming back around or if it's starting to play out again in society. As you have women, and I've seen the videos on social media, y'all have seen the videos on social media where women are out of pocket just because I'm a woman, I'm pretty. So that means that you should take care of me because I'm pretty. I'm the dime piece. I'm on your arm. I'm all of these things. So it's all good because I'm pretty. I don't have to have a certain level of responsibility. I don't have to bring anything to the table because I'm pretty. And more importantly, I am a pretty woman. So there you go. That's all you need. That's a lie. That's most definitely, that's a lie. Because ladies, let me tell you something. And I have learned this, the hard way. Because like I said, that's how I was brought up. That was embedded in me. That was my constitution when it came to relationships. But as scripture says, or do scripture say this, or this is one of the things we say scripture say?
Wow.
That's different. Wow. But we ain't going to church. Wow. But I'm just saying, we're not going to church. But I'm just saying, hey, Retta.
Wow.
What I'm saying is,
you woke me up with that one. Like, wow.
I'm saying when you know better, you do better. Y'all know we be misquoting the Bible, but when you know better, you do better, right? When you know better, you do better.
That was it right there. That is the one for the day.
Listen,
CL, you still on, minister? And tell her, look, you got to keep our Bible stuff in order, brother.
Listen, when you know better, you do better. And as a woman, when you're in a relationship, you have a certain level of responsibility to yourself. If you have children, to your spouse or significant other, point blank, period. And I'm not going to go too deep into that because I feel my help coming on. I mean, come on, where's the offering basket?
But you ain't get there yet. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
Baskets, but listen.
Keep going. We passed the your Cash App in a minute. Go on now.
So listen, when it comes to relationships, ladies, we have a certain level of responsibility. Gone are the days when a man carries the sole responsibility for these relationships. For these, I've never been married, so I can't speak about marriages, but relationships, period. It is not the man's sole responsibility to take care of us, to bear the burden, to do all the bread. What is it? Breadwinning? It's that part, yeah.
Again, it's most real dudes do not care about taking care of their woman. Like, let's just get that out of the way. Real dudes, because nothing is 100%, right? So as somebody said, I heard somebody saying, I think it's a good phrase. We're going to focus on the algorithm, not the specifics, right? So when you think about the algorithm, it's the in totality, the majority of people, most men that was raised in a certain era and certain time, and if they're raising their children in this era, they're raising their young men to understand it's okay to take care of your woman. We don't have no problem with that. At the end of the day, everybody's situation don't show up like that immediately. And so they shouldn't be penalized. And all the other stuff, the good qualities that present themselves, shouldn't be thrown to the wayside because they're not balling enough to take care of you. And then this is the whole point. As adults, when you leave your mom or your dad, man and woman, you should take care of yourself. This is how you solve all these problems, right? As I talked about dependency, right? So you shouldn't be raising your kid to be dependent on nobody, even you. Now, that's kind of hard as a dad, especially raising a girl. Hey, I want her to understand that she can depend on me, but I am raising her to be independent, not so she can be an independent woman and throw that up in some dude's face. No, it's because she's supposed to be. And her being independent adds to the value of House Washington, not taken away from. So we raise a strong young woman to be great and have her own income, have her own conglomerate that she's building, within what we already have going on. Now she's an asset, not a liability to us as a community, because you have family members who are going to be calling every other week for something that's taken away. They're not adding, right? So we want her to be able to add. It's not a chore for her to clean up her own damn house. It's not a chore for her to know how to cook. These aren't chores. These are things that you have to do. But it's not just the women. You got these dumbass dudes that's sitting here, the nerds who run the world nowadays, right? The nerds are saying, oh, she shouldn't have to ever cook or clean, so she dirty. Because that was how we judge. Like, we come into a chick house and it's nasty.
Right.
It says something about you. Because it's about you. If you got your toes and nails done, a real man is okay with keeping that up for you. But it's because that's what you were already doing. And we're not off the hook. I mean, we don't let us off the hook for that. Because I tell my daughter, once you get to that age, the young man should have what you have. It don't have to be the same, meaning you got a car, he need to have a car. Now, you might have a Mercedes. He can have a Toyota. He got a car. Long as he can get himself where he need to get to, because he has to go to work. And he should have a job. Now, my daughter's already in business. Lord willing, she's going to be in a whole nother tax bracket than her average person she meet. So we're not judging a young man because he has a job at 18 years old at a fast food restaurant. He's working. If he has his own place, she has a house, he has an apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, bachelor pad, fine. That's him. That's not the judging. But we always say, like, the man is always out of control. He got to make 6 figures. Well, let me just tell you something. The numbers say that a lot of people are not making 6 figures. Then if you start to talk about people that look like you and I, the numbers even go down. So you're not going to date him because he don't make 6 figures yet? It's not saying he's not going to get there. Statistically, most people don't become millionaires until they're 50 years old or higher or older in this country. So a 30-year-old young man who is making $50,000 a year, he's a deadbeat, when in 20 years there's a good chance he can be a millionaire. Right. 10 years he can be a millionaire. He can probably get there faster with you by his side. Like, what are we doing? That's why I said we have to get back to bringing some common sense into this conversation, because it's very obvious that that's not there.
Yeah. Bringing common sense, and then also like setting realistic expectations, because right now, the way things are going, there are some very unrealistic expectations of what these relationships are supposed to be, who's supposed to be doing what. And I don't want to, like, I'm not going to give the ladies a break in this space. because that's where I see the majority of this rhetoric stemming from. It's coming from us. I don't know where we got it from, because I know, especially if you're in my age, that's not how our moms were. Like, our moms were hard workers. They understood the importance of working together. And I think that that's what's missing here, is there doesn't seem to be this commonality of working together. I bring what I have to the table, you bring what you have to the table, and then together we make it work. Now, it doesn't mean, and you say this all the time, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be moments where, she may lose a job or he may lose the job. So one spouse may have to do a little bit more, but that's what it is. And that's the context of it. But we're missing that, because what I see is, even if he do lose a job, it's still his responsibility to take care of me.
Well, this is what I saw. You saw it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
You're a woman,
Yeah.
and we grew up around the same time. So,
Yeah.
but this is what I saw. I saw the women in that time who was, doing whatever they needed to do, telling their daughters not to, telling their daughters, you got to find a man with money. I've seen personally them accepting their daughters, or instructing their daughters to compromise, their integrity as a woman, long as the man has a job and he can potentially take care of you, right? So I've seen that. Then coupled with, Janet Jackson starting in the late 80s. What have you done for me lately? Nothing going on but the rent. TLC, no scrubs. Do you know how coveted and how rich that is to sit in the passenger seat of the whip? Don sit in the passenger seat of the whip, or in the back seat. But y'all let TLC in the 90s tell y'all it's a scrub that's sitting in the passenger seat. What did I tell you? Maybe you can quote it. I drive a GMC truck now. I drive a truck, right? I said, you'll tell how rich I am by what?
How you move around in the truck.
Exactly. I said, when I get a little bit more money, I'm going to sit in the passenger seat of my truck. When I'm filthy rich, I'm going to sit in the back seat of my truck. But they told y'all that the scrub was sitting in the passenger seat or in the back seat. With rich culture, you're sitting, the richer people are sitting, and the boss is sitting in the passenger seat or the back seat. They're not driving. So then you move on to Beyonce. Can you pay my bills? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, literally.
Yes.
And then her with the husband, all my single ladies, but with her husband, with whom cheated on her, but she still stayed. She made an album about it, made some money about it, went to counseling, stayed her ass home. Right. So, and she just was telling y'all last album, leave your job, release the job, release it, release it, yeah, release it. This is what I'm talking about. And when you hear that, you running, going crazy. When Gabrielle Union just said, DL, I was gonna say DL, Dwayne Wade is going 50-50. Because the truth of the matter is, that's more realistic. Especially for what y'all want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now, I know some couples, the couple back where I used to live, I don't know them personally, but I was told so fervently about their story, and so I'll share it as much as I can. But I was saying that the husband and wife were both working menial jobs, like teachers, something like that. Wasn't make that much money, but the wife, they had a second child, I believe, and then she said, I got to stay home. And so they started he was working, and then they did a side hustle on the weekends at setting up a table, a booth someplace. But they wasn't wearing the Louis Gucci Prada. They wasn't doing all that. They were just saving money. They did the bare minimum. And of course, he grew in his stature at his job. The business side hustle that they did started growing and everything like that. Now they're millionaires. But they work together. The sister started the side hustle. Why? Because she couldn't work no more. And the brother kept going to work, but he kept growing in his job and doing what he's doing. But they were saving money. They wasn't Louis Gucci Prada. They wasn't the best cars. They wasn't doing all that. They stuck there. I remember spending 4 years with one vehicle. 4 years with one vehicle. Where's the sacrifice?
Right.
Now I gotta have what Cardi B has, or Beyonce has, or even if I gotta get the fake stuff.
Right.
And if you ain't got it, I'm gonna go find me a dude who do.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the problem coming at.
So this comment from Sharetta is very good. She says, "I think in some instances we're trying to mimic our illusions of the marriages of other races."
Yeah, I agree. And
Yeah.
celebrities.
Oh yeah,
And celebrities.
definitely.
Because
Yeah.
we don't really know what's going on. What's up, Sint? Keisha, what's going on? I saw Twine coming here. What's up, Frat? Go Mob. Yeah, I think that we got the celebrities and you got these other races. Man, people going through it. Everybody's going through it. This is not a racially, unique scenario.
Right.
Like marriage is marriage, relationships, relationship. I think some differences, some nuances. But for the most part, a lot of the problems are the same, but when you look at people that look like you and I, or most of the people that's on here,
Yeah.
we're really delusional. We're really delusional because and I gotta say for our sisters, and please chime in, because this is the difference between what I participated in, and she did and again, it's a phenomenal platform. But I want you guys to say what you say. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I can tell y'all to be on the thing and she'll get some questions from y'all. Right. The next time we do it. But yeah, chime in. Yes. They talked about brothers cheating and brothers lying and all of that. I mean, put it in there. Like, drop it in there. Say what's what. Right. That's all the stuff that happens in relationships. And I don't think it's color specific or racially specific. But I'm talking about just the unrealistic expectations of what you're supposed to get financially, especially out of a relationship. I am a person who lived this. I literally lived being, coming out, graduating out of college 20 years ago as a felon, not being able to get the job that I would want out of college, and having to start a business and go through all of that. I was ridiculed and talked about so bad, it don't make no sense. And I'm sure it was wished upon that my wife would divorce me or not even marry me, because it didn't look like I was ever going to be the breadwinner of my household. I'm grateful that she didn't, and that was never even a thought for her. But it wasn't far removed from her family members and other individuals, probably friends and all of that stuff. And I'm grateful that she saw something different in me. And then also just understanding that it just wasn't realistic. Right. Starting businesses are not easy. Having that job is very important. And having that job, saving money, understanding credit, understanding how finances work. We weren't taught that. You have a lot of people trying to teach financial literacy now, but we wasn't taught financial literacy then. We in damn college and wasn't being taught financial literacy. I got a business degree, and we wasn't talking about financial literacy. I'm in the stock market right now. I just remember taking one stinking class, investment management, when I was coming through college. Like, man, we should have been on that. But nothing talking about credit in the curriculum of when we was going through college. Maybe it is now. But I've been out of college 20 years. So this is the problem. This is where that happens, that we're missing it. But the parents wasn't thinking about that. That nigga ain't got no money right now. And this is the sad thing. I was very successful as a drug dealer. So when I decided to stop being a drug dealer and be a better person, go to church, do all that other stuff, that still wasn't enough. You ain't got no money. And so I know what that looks like. And I am the breadwinner of my household. And I have been for several years. My wife spent years without working a 9 to 5 and didn't have to work. So I'm not saying it from a place of bitterness. I'm saying this from a place that I understand that is horrible. And we seeing this being pumped and pushed into our sisters and our young ladies.
Yep.
by the parents and by what they seeing on television and on social media right now. Somebody, we got some comments.
Yeah, Sharetta says the problems are the same, but I have heard African American women thinking that Caucasian men take care of their spouses and allow them to sit home and care for the kids. She also said, I'm in Mississippi, so there's that. And I think that, of course, I think there's, I don't know if it has something to do, especially when I'm talking about when I'm growing up, like growing up in that deep South, there were like different things kind of taught, like there were different perceptions even then, because I've heard that too growing up, that white men take care of their wives and things like that different than, black men would take care of their women. White men allow certain things, black men didn't allow certain things. So then you grow up in that, and then when you get into your own relationship or marriage, then you take that with you. And so my question to you is about her statement is, do you think that sort of thinking kind of leads black women to choosing white men for husbands or dating partners, fathers of their children, or anything like that?
Nah, I don't think that and I've heard that too, sister, as well. But I just think that when they make that choice, it's straight up and down. They see the bread. We're talking about regular relationships, because a lot of times we always it's what's put on Front Street, the lottery ticket relationship. But regular relationships, like, even they don't have that type of money a lot of times. I get a chance to, the more successful I've gotten, the more I've gotten a chance to spend time with the other cultures, right? And look, man, they going through it too. Right. I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, and I've seen these kids going to the bus stop to take their kids to the school, to let their kids get on the bus when I'm driving my son to private school. You see what I'm saying? Like, my son is in summer camp that I paid for, and I'm seeing their kids outside playing basketball in the neighborhood, not going to camp. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're saving money too. They're penny pinching too. You know what I'm talking about? They're doing what they need to do too. So when we get past what they just showing us, right, and actually live our life and get around them, man, those are people too, and those people trying to figure it out too. Yeah. And they might have a Louis bag, but we got to get 18 damn Louis bags. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you got a whole car full of bags in your thing. Like, when you go to, like, you might see them with a brown suit, a gray suit, a black suit, and a blue suit. A brown pair of loafers and a black pair of loafers, right? 1 or 2 pair of tennis shoes. Nigga, we got closets full of shoes, and I'm one of them. I'm one of them. So, and our sisters, we got all the red bottoms. We got all the red bottoms. And so, like, that's the difference. You know what I mean? So when that brother is sitting there saying, yo, check this out, right? And I'm talking about, a Caucasian brother or another racial brother. Like, when they're saying, I'm gonna take care of you, they know they don't gotta buy a Louis bag every month. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't keeping up with the Joneses. I done seen some of these women with them same S.T.A.R.V.E on for 2 years.
What is a S.T.A.R.V.E? But that's not the point.
Little loafer shoes. Oh. You know what I'm saying? And so that sister is wearing, the S.T.A.R.V.Es all the time while she walking the baby to the joint. You know what I'm saying? And she doing that. Now she gonna come out looking cute when it's time to go out.
Right.
But for the every day, no, we got to be like that every day. Every day. We not trying to hear it. And I'm saying we because some of our brothers feel like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a different situation, man. It's a lot easier. We're not trying to keep up with all this other stuff. But this is why I say everybody need to be straight on their own.
Yep.
Independence is key. And I'm not saying independent means I'm too independent, I don't need you. And same thing with the brother. You ain't, I don't need my woman. No. You independent knowing you're able to take care of yourself to the level that you want to take care of yourself. So now you grow from being dependent on your parents to independent. But this is the beautiful part of a relationship, when you can become interdependent. When you're interdependent, that means it's 2 independent individuals choose to be vulnerable and allow their spouses or their partners to do things for them that they know that they can do on their own, but they're choosing to allow them to do it for them. Oh, that's powerful. That's powerful. I know I can cook, but I let my wife cook. But she ain't gonna never throw that up in my face because she know I gets down in the kitchen. I'm choosing to put that on you. And you're taking it with honor and making sure that me and my kids are eating everything. That's a dope situation. And so that's what we're trying to get to.
That's a powerful point about the interdependence. Sharetta said they'll buy a good knockoff too and don't mind telling you.
Got that right. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
They don't hold back nothing. They be like, girl, you like these? That girl, this is that. Like, listen.
See what I'm saying? That's different. and you know what? And trust me. Like, I get why we don't tell somebody that it's a knockoff because they're gonna talk about you. I always say this. Jay-Z had us 20-something years ago on the corner, sitting there, broke ourselves, trying to figure it out, clowning people who had a 500 Benz because it wasn't a 600 Benz. Clowning people who had a 4.0 Range Rover because it wasn't a 4.6 Range Rover. You know, Jay-Z had us doing that. Jay-Z, we was, man, his album didn't go platinum. It went gold. Hold up, nigga got an album. You ain't got nothing. But we're so screwed up in our community that we're talking about people who got a car when you don't have a car.
Right.
I wouldn't get that, man. I would be, man. Why he driving in that Corolla? Why you on a bus stop? So we'll talk about somebody for buying the bag that we can afford, which is the $200 knockoff, as opposed to the $2,000 one that's going to put you in a bad shape. So, but they're not going to complain about each other. They're not going to talk bad about each other when they tell you that. When they tell each other that, like, oh, girl, where do you get that one from? So that's what that is.
I saw a lady yesterday, and we're going to get back to the conversation. I saw a lady yesterday, and she was, really dressed, really nice, really pretty, just beautiful, just well put together. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a great color on you. She's like, girl, this dress was $12 from Marshall's. And you could have never told me that because it was beautiful. She's like, honey, this dress was $12. But anyway, your point about interdependence, Jay, is one of the things that I think is missing from these relationship conversations, because there is too much of I'm this, he's this, or she's that, and I'm this, but there is never that, but this is who we are together, right? What's the song? Neon Fabulous. Come on, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Like, that's the thing that's missing. We have to understand that together is really where it is. And so even outside of the relationship conversation, we've been talking about, things about business as it pertains to that. And even how sometimes we are against our men, even when it comes to that, even when it comes to entrepreneurship, side hustle, self-employment, or whatever the case may be, there is still that, we're pitting ourselves against each other when we don't see so much of that happening, in other communities. And I like Sharetta's point about illusions, is because we do get, like you were saying, celebrities and things of that nature. We do get caught up in what we're seeing, what you were saying, the things that were put out on Front Street. We have to understand something when it comes to the internet, as people say, Beyonce's internet and the social media. What we have to understand is people are only allowing us to see what they want us to see. And a lot of that stuff is illusions. It's fake. It's not real, right? It's just the highlights of what's happening behind their scenes. Because think about this for a moment. And I'll never forget, I saw this. I saw someone, she did a very powerful video. And she's talked about how she saw this woman with the Louis Vuitton shoes, with the Louis bag, designer from head to toe, right? And that's all you saw. So many women, including her, were comparing herself to this woman because I'm not this, I'm not dressed like that. This woman was sleeping on somebody else's couch. She was homeless. So just think of how much we're seeing, people put things out about their husbands, their wives, their relationships, or whatever. We're just seeing the highlight of what they want us to see. That stuff is not even real, because when you peel back the layers, you realize that their relationship is the same as anybody else's.
One thing I want to say too about that, to add to that too, is that as a community, and I'm speaking to the Black community on this one, we got to stop shaming each other, yo.
Yes.
Because the truth of the matter is, that sister who did that, although it was, I don't know her and I didn't follow the story, but you have people that do that because they won't get what they really going out to get unless they look a certain way. And that's a sad state of affairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we won't give a person a shot if we don't look like that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to say, like, you might meet a Caucasian brother or sister, you know what I'm saying, who say that they got a business, and you'll take them seriously with their business no matter what they dress like. You know what I'm saying? And it happens on both sides, but it's we can't afford to mimic what other communities do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like it don't happen in white communities. This is how Bernie Madoff happened. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is we can't afford to mimic that. We can't afford to be like, oh, this sister has to have on Louboutins and Gucci and all that other nonsense in order for us to give her a shot. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's told that. I remember P. Diddy was telling a story how he had like $100,000 left before he got that money from whoever the white guy, I don't know, Tommy Mottola or one of the guys.
Okay.
Before he started Bad Boy. This is when Andre Harrell fired him. He said he bought a brand new custom-made suit, tailor-made suit, and a brand new Range Rover. And because when he went to the thing, he had to be dressed like he didn't need them.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we in that situation? Why are we putting ourselves? I know it's real. Trust me, I know it's real.
Yeah.
I lived it. I know it's real. You know, it's people, my total enemies and my greatest haters are some of the first people who comment on my stuff now. Like, because now they see it.
Yeah.
They had to see it. I'm not saying nothing different than I said before. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's documented. I'm not just saying it. I can go get my YouTube clip from 2013, 14, when I was saying the stuff that's in my second book, which was 8 years later. Like, it is what it is. Yeah. So we have to stop doing that. I don't know how we get to that point, but we gotta, let's give people merit. Like, see if they're skilled at what they say. Check references besides how they look, how their truck look, how their car look. You know what I'm saying? All that. Check references. Maybe they are good as they say they are. Do the real due diligence. I'm not saying just take somebody at their word, but it's other ways to G-check them outside of how they look, what car they drive, and what neighborhood you think they live in, or all that other stuff like that. Because our sisters are being duped by that now. Yeah. Dudes can meet you in Miami and get a Toro and an Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? And they're pulling up. They got the nice condo. There ain't no pictures on the wall, and they sitting around pulled up with you in a Ferrari, and you getting duped. And some of our sisters are like, "Hey, I'm marrying him I'm going to treat him like as if he's my husband tonight, because he got that car and he got an income tax check in his pocket and he's in his condo, and that's not how he's living. But in order to get you, he had to come like that. Right. The standard has already been set that we got to come faking or look like it's something in order for you to get a certain type of reaction. It ain't no, oh, how you doing? You look nice today. Right. How many videos we saw? I'll show you sometime. Yeah. And I almost fell out my chair because dude was saying something to the chick. Hey, ma'am, what? I got a husband. What? Keep walking. Just keep walking. I was saying your tire was low. Oh my God! Can you help me? No, call your husband. He's not wrong. We can't be that stuck up. Mm-hmm. That somebody, even if he was trying to holler, right, that he can't just say, hello, how you doing? Correct. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing very, very well, sir. And then give them a chance to say, hey, I would like to get to know you. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, but I'm married. My name is so-and-so. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your name? All right. Have a good one. Yes, I'm married. You have a great day, sir. No, it's
Don't do the hands.
for what? For what? And all that plays around the same part you got to put on.
Mm-hmm.
Is a thing called Gold Diggers that's out on YouTube right now. And I'm still trying to find out if it's staged or not, but it's horrible. Where you see these young ladies, a guy approached them in very nice ways.
Mm-hmm.
And they go crazy. And then they see him pull, they go and walk off and go get into some crazy exotic car.
Right.
And the young lady comes right back. Oh, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. That's horrible. This is the precedent that's been set.
Yep, but even that, and then we see them with them expecting the man to buy the food for all the friends, right?
Oh,
Remember when
God.
that thing went nuts and that was crazy? We see them with the expectation that, or the one with the young lady recently where she said she wanted to go to a particular steakhouse, but the gentleman made the steak dinner for her and she was all mad because I wanted to go to this place. I mean, this is nice, but this is what I wanted. So there is that, there is that lack of respect. I think the lack of respect is big. Again, like you were saying, if there's this also this sense of entitlement where I think that I'm entitled to a certain thing just because even if like you were saying, the gentleman may not have been able to afford it or couldn't afford it or whatever. You said you wanted a steak dinner. I made you a steak dinner.
Let me tell you something. If that joker made you a steak dinner today, because hey, any grown up that's on here can attest.
Yes.
It's starting to get just as expensive to eat
Yes,
in the house than it is to go outside.
Yes, Lord.
So if a brother bought you a steak dinner, made you a steak dinner, boy, you ain't too far off the steak house nowadays. Like keeping it all the way a buck. You ain't too far off the steak house right now. So
I know. And the Shredder said, my husband and I have lived out interdependence. There were times when I was the breadwinner and times when he was. Either way, we always honor each other's contribution to the family. That's dope, and I love that. That's the way that it really should be. Shout out to Big Woo. I don't know if Woo's in here or not, but we gotta. That's her husband. His real name is Anderson, but we call him Big Woo.
So, you don't want everybody to be knowing that he Anderson. Call him Woo. So disrespectful.
Well, I mean, I've known them for a minute. So Sharetta is like one of my clients. She's amazing. So there's this lack of respect. Oh, he hears me. Oh, hey, Big Woo.
Call that man by his name.
So we had this just this, we seeing this lack of respect. Again, the sense of entitlement is what I believe. I believe it's also something that I call pretty privilege. And it's just it's just wrong is what it is. At the end of the day, I think that social media has a big influence on that. We are definitely consumed by what we see, and we don't even know like what's behind that, but we're just so consumed by what we see that we start to emulate that, and we start to literally allow that to sort of guide and lead how it is that we live our lives. And again, as Sharetta said, and as you said, that whole illusion that this is what's really going on behind closed doors, and that's really not the case. Like you see a lot of things that are imbalanced. You see families that are not happy. You see kids that are not being taken care of, all because we're trying to live our lives and being something that we're not. But then you have influences of housewives, and you have influences of all of this reality TV stuff, and what I call it the Kardashian effect. I don't know if it's a real thing. That's what I say it is. You have the Kardashian effect on women and how we, how our bodies look and certain other things. So, we just have to
explain that. Explain the Kardashian effect.
So the Kardashian effect is, of course, now and I'm gonna start with the physical appearances first, right? Because I think that that's where we see it the most, especially when it comes to our women and even now some of our men. So let's just keep it all the way funky. Okay. So the thing is, the Kardashian effect is, one, you saw women that were not Black that were dating Black men, right? Predominantly Black men. And then the other thing is when it came to our bodies. Now, Black women, we are known to be curvy. We are known to have certain features on our faces and on our bodies and things of that nature. And so we are naturally built a certain way. But what happens is the Kardashians come on the scene, and that whole body image, self-esteem, positivity, how we look, that whole thing starts to change just because of that. And so you'll have women that are literal carbon copies of another woman. There is no individuality anymore. Everybody wants to look the same with the small nose, with the hair. Black women, those aren't our features. That's not in our heritage. That's not in our DNA. That's not how we look. We want to have these really, really super, super, super tiny waists and then these ridiculous butts with these BBLs. Now,
tell them how you really feel.
I'm saying with the Kardashian effect, now our men are starting to get BBLs.
Tell them how you really feel. Keep going.
Like, we got to think about this for a moment, right? So that's what I believe. We have this Kardashian effect, or we are affected by some. So that's what I mean when I say Kardashian effect. Is it's really taken us away from who we are. Like, and then think about the people that are close to the Kardashians. Look how they look.
Yeah, like
look at how they looked before they started hanging with them, and look at how they look now.
Like Lala Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah, she do look like a Kardashian.
She does.
Yeah,
all of their friends look just like them.
Yeah, and that sucks for her too. I mean, I guess everybody else gonna say, "Oh, yeah," but I'm like, that really sucks for her, you know. And you know, people's identities is just shot right now.
Yeah, look, BBLs, mommy makeovers, exactly. Lip injections, face fillers, liposuction.
Yeah, you just lost that young lady to that.
Exactly, the young lady Jackie, 32 years old, y'all. 32 years old. Right, because of this cosmetic surgery. But I feel very passionate about that. I don't want to take the conversation another direction, but you know,
share your passion.
My passion is that I want women to love themselves as they are. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't things that we don't want to fix about our bodies. Come on, we have babies. So we have babies. Babies will change your whole makeup. Like how you look before a baby and post baby is completely different. Your breast size is going to change. Your butt is going to change. Your thighs are going to look different. If you have a C-section, they going in and moving around your organs. So things are going to be different. We're going to have scars. Gravity isn't our friend as we get older, ladies. Okay. These things are going to happen. So I want us to embrace and respect that. Now, if you need to work it out, lift it up, tuck it, listen, work it off. I'm preaching to the choir because your girl is, doing some exercise right now, but we got to be mindful of how we eat, and we got to stay out of these back alleys and these side streets, going to these third world countries and getting this work done to our bodies for us to come back and look like what? But as you were saying, that's that whole approach, right? We think that our society has told us that we got to look a certain way in order for a man to like and love us. Now, the news flash is this. This is the killer part, okay? This is the killer part, is that men don't care about that.
Got that right. You got that right.
They don't care about that. Y'all ever seen my 600-pound life? Have y'all seen these women, and I'm not talking about them, but these women are 1,000 pounds, some of them literally, and they still got husbands and kids and families that love them and honor them and respect them. Why do we think we have to do certain things to our bodies just to get a man to do that when men don't care? Historically, they've never cared. They're not going to start caring today. But the thing is, if we don't love ourselves, then we cannot expect to attract a man that's going to do that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's the thing. So that goes back to us. That's why Jay's point about interdependence is so powerful, because individually we know who we are as people. And it doesn't mean that we're not growing and evolving, because we are, or we should be every single day. But the more healthy and whole we are as an individual, the better our relationships are going to be. The more certain things don't even enter into the conversation, because we know who we are and we know that that's not what we want. So why put ourselves in a position to attract the very same thing that we say that we don't want, the very thing that we speak against? Because guess what? If you are a piece of trash, you are going to attract a piece of trash, period.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
But
Y'all done got her started.
they have gotten me. It's like I feel, you know how you feel like
You
really
felt your
like
help coming in.
I'm like passionate about this thing. But we just have to be mindful and we have to be careful. And more importantly, we got to know who we are. We have to be the best us. That's the whole premise of relationships, right? You have to be the best you. You got to be the best you, period. You have to be the best you. You cannot try to be someone that you're not, because eventually the leopard is always going to show his spots.
Uh-oh.
Always. So no matter how you try to hide it, fake it, flaunt it, like, come on. I've heard stories where men didn't even know that women didn't have any hair.
Oh no! Hey, they had one on social media the
Oh
other
my
day.
gosh.
The dude had the phone, right? And he kept looking at her, looking at the phone, looking at her, looking at the phone. And he said, and the caption was, "When you thought you went to bed with an Instagram model."
Like, come on, like, I
So
mean,
yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real concern.
yeah, like literally, like, what are we doing to
But
ourselves?
but
Yeah.
again,
Mhm.
in closing,
I could talk about this all
nah,
day.
nah, nah, and you should.
Yeah.
I just think that we gotta focus on what's real as
Yeah.
opposed to what's fake. And in the whole sense of it, you was talking about the body situation, and I'm glad that
Mhm.
you did step up and talk about that, because there's something you are passionate about.
Mhm.
As I remember when even what happened to the young lady Jackie O, you were bothered by that.
Yes.
Because it just keep happening recently, it's too close for comfort, too much going on with that.
Right.
So I totally understand that. I just feel like if we stick to what's true and what's real, like what do we actually need? We're gonna lose and gain money all the time. I've been up and down, up and down, up and
Yeah.
down different times. I'm not worried about that. What I am happy is that have certain people in your life, especially my spouse, that didn't never try to leave, no matter what my financial situation looked like.
Right.
It was never dictated by that. So that's a comfortable thing to have, man. That's a great thing to have. Um, Again, once you start having the kids, and the kids just don't affect the women, they affect the men too.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you really in sync like that, you gain weight. You know what I'm saying? Kids make you comfortable too. You just following them. So you ain't thinking about yourself. So men lose themselves, women lose themselves.
Yeah.
But again, that's never been the basis of what it is that we're doing. It's been about the relationship, the real relationship. And I think that mask individuals, because money fixes things.
Mhm.
Money literally covers a lot of stuff. Let me tell you something. You sitting there with $50,000 and your spouse blow 1,000, you will get over it.
Yeah.
You might still have a spouse,
Right.
but you got five or two, and she blow 1,000. Oh, you gonna tell her every bad thing you've been thinking about the last 30 days about her. You always been greasy. You always been a dirty, low down, whatever. Your sister was better than you. Always better than you. I should have
Always
married her.
wasting money.
I
Yes.
should have married her. You gonna do that. So when you get that bread, it kind of mash things. I'd
Mhm.
rather you get it all right before you get the money. You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about? Because money just amplifies who you are. So if you're
Mhm.
a good person, you can be an even better person with money. If you a butthole, you probably gonna be a bigger butthole
Yeah.
once you get some money. And so get to know each other for the right reasons. You can build a relationship for the right reasons. Um, and then you'll be able to weather whatever storm you come up with, because the storm's coming.
Right.
Everybody got storms of their own. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I think that's the biggest thing that we need to talk about, or push upon and impress upon everybody, not just our sisters, but
Yeah.
everybody, because the
Mhm.
guys are starting to get a lot more picky.
Yeah.
At the surface, guys don't really care,
Mhm.
but some are getting a lot more picky, and because they're hip to it. They're not
Yeah.
doing the I'm gonna let myself be a part of the dinner tour you doing with
Correct.
dating 5 different dudes so they can take you out to dinner every week, every day.
Correct. Correct.
Like they're not doing all of that,
Right.
and dudes aren't just paying for stuff just to be paying for stuff, and they definitely, last but not least, are not just jumping to get married like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
Because, but wherever you know it now, when we got that woman, we wanted to lock her down because we didn't want her to have nobody else.
Right.
But dudes are like, nah, we good because we starting to understand our worth and
Mm-hmm.
understand that it's not worth it to marry this person. It's not, how is it, they asking the question, how is marrying you benefiting me outside of me being able to say you mine? And so we all got to work on our self-worth and our work, what we bring to the table.
That's right.
Not just financially, but definitely, but in totality to a relationship.
That's right. Amen.
Again, thank you guys.
Amen.
For stopping and hanging with us
Yes.
on a Tuesday. I mean,
Period.
we haven't picked a specific day yet,
No, we just be going
but
live.
we have been on every week.
Y'all be rocking
Hey,
with us. We
Mama,
appreciate that.
Mother Willa's on.
Hey, Mama Willa.
Yeah, so
we love you.
Hey, definitely.
Yeah.
Check us out in the replay. Check out this video.
Mm-hmm.
Comment. Keep the conversation going. Say some things that we probably didn't say, so we can come back in and keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Go to the YouTube page at S.T.A.R.V.E Talk, and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Share it with somebody else. Tell them to subscribe. See all the other videos we're doing on there. Topics that we're talking about. Send questions to us.
Yeah.
We do questions daily. So send questions. We covering things like relationships. We covering current events, business, stuff like that. So if you have a question, chime in, send us a question on there, comment on some of the videos we already got. Hit up me or Tamika slide in the DM and let us know what you want to hear us talk about. Also you have an opportunity to come on live with us.
Right.
We're open to that as well.
I was just gonna say that. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to come on live with us, we want to do this together. We want to grow this platform together. We know you guys got something to say, so we want to hear it. Our only request that we have is respect. We can disagree in respect.
Yeah.
We don't have to see eye to eye on everything, but we have to respect each other. That's only non-negotiable. So, yeah, and other people. We not disrespecting no other communities and nothing like that. On this platform, we just chilling and doing the right thing. But we're gonna talk our talk though.
Period.
And we even got Sister Sims. She turned up today.
I
so
did.
That's what's up.
I did.
Do
but
it
it's
more.
All good. Turn up more. Okay.
Yeah, do it
they
more.
Want me to turn up more?
Yes,
do people want the song like Martin said? But anyway,
you shout out.
I know. Thank y'all so much for jumping on with us. I echo Jay's sentiments just now. We love an opportunity to engage with you guys every week here on S.T.A.R.V.E Talk Live. This is the reason that we have this platform. His, of course, amazing, idea, brilliance to create this platform. This is why we have it, so that we can have these sorts of conversations where we can really get down to the heart of the matter. We're not fake. We're not fronting. We're open. We're asking questions. And it's the same thing. We love that healthy engagement that we tend to get from you guys in here. So again, if you have a question, send it to me or him. If you want to join us live, we welcome that. We love that. We would love that opportunity as well. Let us know what you want to come on and what we can talk about. And it's all good if it works out for us.
Before we close, I just want to say a special thank you to Sharetta Small Donaldson. She was basically like on live with us today. So, and if you wanted to ever participate with us, by all means, we'll be happy to have you.
Yeah.
And nice to meet you. I never met you, but nice to meet you virtually.
Sharetta's great. She's great. And so, yeah, that's it. Oh, if you know somebody needs to be a member of the nation, invite them in here to join us, okay? Because this is where the party is. This is where it's happening. This is where it's going down. Again, just make sure you're connected to S.T.A.R.V.E Talk on all platforms. If you are not subscribed to our channel, as Jay mentioned, please, youtube.com/the @ symbol. You got to put the @ symbol S.T.A.R.V.E Talk.
Yes, and the podcast
Yeah.
is going right now. The
Mm-hmm.
Starve Talk podcast is going. If you or the individual you know has that type of "I won't starve" story, that starve stands for stand tall and reclaim victory every day. If you come from that, if you have that type of story, contact us. Contact Tamika so that we can see if we can get you on to the show and be interviewed by me. I come from that. I want to shed a light on your situation, on your story. We're not looking for celebrities. We're looking for the people, who have that story, the real individuals that's right here in our community that we can support and shine a light on. Because we love you guys and we want to stay as authentic as we're going to possibly be.
Yep. So listen, y'all have a great Tuesday. Sharetta says she will take that invitation.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So y'all have a great Tuesday, a great rest of your day, a great rest of the week. Happy Father's Day in advance to all of you that are fathers. So we love our fathers. We love our men, of course. And so we want to make sure that we honor them. We ain't buying no ties. Amen. We ain't buying
Yeah,
no
I'm trying to see
ties.
about this new truck for Father's Day. What y'all look?
Well, I don't know. He got to talk to his kids about that. But listen. So let's treat our men well this weekend. Our husbands, our fathers. Let's honor them. Our fathers that birthed us as well. Let's make sure that we're honoring the men in our lives. Okay. Just like Mother's Day, we go all out for. We need to go all out for Father's Day as well. So y'all have a great rest of your week, great weekend, and we'll see y'all next time and in our next live video. Bye.